Yearbookers. Welcome to Yearbooks Live, the podcast for yearbook teams to learn everything they need to know about the yearbook business with your podcast for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, JP, coming to you from sunny South Florida. I'm outside today, a little bit different. Nice day outside here in Florida, probably in the mid-70s. Not sure where it is or what the temperatures are where you're at, but it's beautiful out here, so I decided to come outside today. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what content that you can add to your yearbook this year. It's a little bit of a different year this year, and you might not have students in school. You might have some students in school. You might not be able to have a photographer come into the school setting. You might not have any events. There's all kinds of reasons why content may be a problem this year. But I'm going to give you 101 ideas, content ideas to include in your yearbook. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So the last time we spoke about this topic, I gave you 19 ideas. That was when this whole COVID thing was going on. It was first starting, and I gave you 19 ideas, content ideas that you can include in your yearbook. Today, I'm going to point you to a PDF where you can get 101 content ideas, all kinds of different ideas that you can include in your book. Like I said, you may not have students in the school this year. You may have partial students. You may not have events. You may not have photos. You may not have a photographer, so you can't get portraits in the book. There's all kinds of content issues this year, and we realize that. So we created this PDF that's going to give you 101 ideas. I'm going to point you to that video, or I'm sorry, to that PDF here on this video. Don't forget, if you're listening to this on a podcast, go to YearbooksLive. That's YearbooksLive.com. Make sure you check it out. There's a lot of video content on there. We are a very visual podcast / YouTube channel. So I want to make sure you go to YearbooksLive.com, watch these videos. It'll link you to everything. We'll try to put the link under here on the podcast as well, so that you can see it right on the Yearbook Life website. So our Yearbook Life is our sister company where a lot of this content is generated from. So you'll find a lot of this information there. There's other videos there as well that I think you'll like. Please tell your friends. Help us get the word out. I really would appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and read you a couple from the PDF. I'm going to read you a couple ideas that you can use for content in your book. It'll fill up a bunch of pages in your book with really cool, unique content that you probably have not seen before, that your students haven't seen before, that'll make this a really unique yearbook. This is still a really great year to do a yearbook because it will be a yearbook that these students have never seen before and they will never see again. So just an example, you could do things in the book like, what's your room like? You can ask students to take a picture of their room. You could do their pets, their favorite pets. They can do pictures with pets. You can do things like your favorite virtual class, where they take pictures in their virtual class while they're actually online, or what it's like in PE, our homeschooled PE, our virtual PE, or virtual art class, virtual music class. You can make sure you include all of that. New vocabulary. We learned a lot of new vocabulary this year. We learned about the vaccine, the mRNA vaccine. New vocabulary to include in there would be obviously COVID-19, or all kinds of words that we've learned this year related to COVID-19. So all of that new vocabulary you could include in your yearbook, which is really cool. Another my favorite one right now is distance learning superlatives. So you could put superlatives in there, things like best dressed on Zoom. You could do the coolest home desk, best digital classroom, messiest room on Zoom, which my kid would win hands down. Most likely to carry hand sanitizer in their pocket, most likely to cure COVID. So you could do all these really cool, fun superlatives as well. COVID acts of kindness. If you guys have gone and helped out at a food bank or to distribute food, and you have students that have done that, you can do. Make sure you have photos in there in the yearbook of those events. That would be really important. So there's all kinds of stuff. Like I said, I can go on and on and on. There's 101 ideas that you can download at yearbooklife.com/distance-learning-yearbooks, and we will put that on here today for you. this could, like I said, could be a really fun, unique, and cool yearbook that I really, really encourage everybody to go ahead and try to get finished. A lot of new content ideas, like I said, that you've never seen before, the kids have never seen before. This is going to be a fun one. This yearbook is just as important as any other year. There is nothing like it, and we highly recommend, again, that you try to finish this book, do whatever you can to get the content in there, all kinds of photos and ads that you can add this year that you might have never done before. So just go ahead, consider getting this content in the book and get this yearbook complete. As much as we'd love to forget 2020. Most of us would love to forget 2020. In 10 years, it'd be great to look back and say, hey, remember when that happened? Remember when we had to wear a mask? Remember when we couldn't leave our house? Remember when you couldn't sit more than 4 or 5 people at a restaurant? There's all kinds of things that you can remember and include in that yearbook, and we encourage you to do so. If you have any questions, you can always reach me at comments@YearbooksLive.com. Again, subscribe to this channel, tell your friends, tell other yearbook advisors, tell yearbook classes, anybody you can. You can find us on most places where you can find your podcasts, YouTube as well, again at YearbooksLive.com. So until next week, happy yearbooking.